Just going to start by coughing a whole bunch. Wonderful. Getting everything good and dandy. Making sure that we are all clear on the home front. You know? It's very important. It's very, very important to ensure that you are good. Yeah, I think we're good. I think. I'll make sure. Clear on the home front. Yeah. It's very important. I mean, you'll have to listen to the other fans. Let's see. Got that going. We're good here. Let us grab this. All right. Here we are. You know, I guess it's not going to make that much of a difference, but there is a new gun called Halvu. 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 I don't know. You can even customize it. If I copy my Warframe colors, I'm not sure that I like the purple there. Make that black, and make this, yeah, like a gold. That's better. that's already better. Can we make this a darker black? Darker than black. Now I've done it. I know I can kill. Anyway, good anime if you haven't seen it. The first season, at least. The second one has some neat ideas, but it's not as good as the first season was. But I think I'll, even though it's not as good as the Cedo, I think I will use the Halvu here. Though I expect that in the upcoming content, I will not be able to use my current character. Clem's in the chat. If you know, you know. So, connecting from where we last were. I guess this first part that I usually do in my videos is just a little catch up on where I've come from my previous video. Last time I finished the Whispers in the Walls a little bit. Man in the Walls, all of that. This time I have some Form to claim and Styanax systems. Goody gumdrops. So I have, let's see, I've been coming along on Wukong. I think I'm pretty much, for the most part, I think I'm done. I mean, I might have some other modding to do. But, I gotta finish out this mold augmented. And, get primed versions of these mods, which means I'll probably, I have a little bit of capacity to spare. And obviously I can still, I could just do that right now. I've got the credits. I've got the Indo. Why not? A+. Same thing with the Umbral Intensify, though. Which I do not have the Indo for right now. But yeah. I would like to get Prime sure-footed. I hate getting knocked down. I don't know... And I know this game's come a long way, but, I don't know why games still have, features where it's like, hey, here's this very cool action game where you get to feel cool and kick ass. Anyway, we're going to put mechanics in here where, you're just going to be taken out of the action for several seconds, and it's going to feel really bad. And we're going to do that regularly to you. Would that be neat? It's like, no, fucking... Okay, cool. Well, carve out a chunk of your build so you can enjoy playing the game. It's like, I don't know. Anyway, that all aside, I mostly came over here to say that I've gotten a few other new frames. TennoCon gave us Mesa for free, so I've got Mesa. I don't know that I'm going to build her, but, she's cool. I picked up Saren Prime, largely because You may have noticed I got the a Kuva Sobek, which she does enjoy using, and I will say looks pretty good. I generally like the way that I've got this set up. I do want to get a couple different. There's a couple different Saidana that I'm kind of looking at. I mean, I'm over here, looking at Saidana for plaid instead of spending my plaid on anything worthwhile. But she has a few that look like pretty cool. Was Imperator one? No, I think Imperator just like I remember being like, why is it so long? Yeah, it's not bad actually. Just because I think it fits neatly in between those. So Imperator was one of the first ones that I remember looking at and thinking, that's kind of neat. But if I was gonna just get one, I kind of want to get the Marilena and recolor it to make it look like more like she is doing some real. Because this really reminds me of Alien, which is a top tier film, of course. Sadly, you cannot color your preview. But I do think that the Marilena Saidana is very. It's good vibes, especially for, look at my big evil alien lady. So that one was definitely one of the ones that I was considering just for a little bit of fashion framing. I don't think I've ever seen anybody running around with this. Hopefully you can recolor it. You can recolor so much stuff. I don't like that a lot of the stuff that sits on her back is like this low versus like up on her shoulders, but I know she has all this crazy shoulder stuff going on. I was also looking at Rencal because I do like how it actually sets. I like how it lines up and it sets and it looks. I think both of those looks could be really cool. The only other one that I was kind of looking at with her was not this one. It was not that one either. It was one of like the tentacly ones. Now we're into all the stuff that costs money. I did like this, but I'm not spending $6 just so I can have like a bone tail that kind of clips through my character. Yeah, where was the weird little tentacle things? I kind of want to lean into a lot of the alien aesthetic. There's a lot of stuff that like I don't like a lot of the Saidana. Yeah, it was this one. I think this one's pretty icky and cool. And I think also just like compositionally really fits like the big spines that are kind of rolling over her shoulders into this form on her back. It is a little jiggly, weird, tentacly, which I'm not like. I flip and flop on how much I like it. I don't like when it clips. Clipping no fun. Physics are fun. But yeah, like a lot of the capes, like I think come out from the back a little much. I mean, I guess you do have to have like coverage over the arse, but I'm not wild about a lot of these capes in the way that I think this Marilena, like if colored right, could look really, really cool. I just like that it's like, again, super long, and distended and a little nasty. A little gnarly. So if I were to spend plat, I kind of want to save up to do that. This has been Fashion Frame asiding. But yeah, I picked up Saren because I realized I didn't really have like a lot of like ability focused big AoE murder characters. And like I said, when I got the Sobek, I was like, well, I know this is really cool, and I know that Saren really uses this. So I have been using those. Let's see. I got Citrine. I don't think that happened since last time. I love how sparkly Citrine is. Citrine's so pretty. I wish that I enjoyed playing Citrine. I got Chroma. I don't like the way that I made him look. He's a little too a little too yellow, a little garish. I kind of wanted to make him look like a golden dragon knight. I don't like that Saren. I was really not Saren. What was I? I was really into chroma at first, and then I did the ability that cast off my armor, like my dragon part, and then I was just like a little dude running around. I was not a fan of that. I think I got Dante for free. I clearly was thinking about Dune. Oh god, he's got a big thing he's got to pop over there. Big zit on my Dante. How embarrassing. I don't know if I've got anywhere else new. Of course, Dianax Prime came out. I managed to eventually get the blueprints and roll him. I sort of wanted to go for kind of Kamen Rider colors. I don't know that it really achieved that. The problem with going for Kamen Rider in this is that you end up looking more like an Xbox advert most of the time. That's the unfortunate thing. You can't quite get the color separation right, you know? Of course I have Varuna, who is Varuna. I don't know why I would want to play Varuna over Wukong ever. I'm not a furry, I guess. But, yeah. Anyway, that's where we are in frames. I should also make clear, also you can see over here, I've got some Tau-forged Archon shards, so I've been doing a little bit of the Archon shard stuff. To make it over to my star chart. I've been trying to clear out, so of course, still Path Railjack, I still have a bit, like a few of these to do. Interestingly, I think the node things might just be... Yeah, because I've done everything on Venus. So those are the little completion symbols, I think, are actually tied to how you did on the regular base planet. Because I have completed still Path on Earth in its entirety just for funsies. But I mostly wanted to catch up and talk about Zeraman and Deimos, which is the big things that I did in the meantime. I did the Sanctum Anatomica quests. I did the quest with the Cavia, and I've gotten to rank 5 in standing with both the Holdfast on Zeraman as well as the Cavia over on Mars. And I suppose I've also gotten rank 5 with, oh boy, what's his name? Call and his group as well. I think the call missions are neat. I can understand why they kind of took away incentivizing people to do them weekly, because they are a little limited in scope. I will say, I would rather play the call content than do Viri at this point. Like 9 times out of 10. I've really soured on Duviri by this point in the game. I don't like... I think Circuit's fine. Like, running Circuit, it's whatever. It's cute. It's neat. As you know, I love Kome, so giving everybody tenets. I will always, in my head, be like, no, the decrees, those are Kome decrees, not Duviri decrees. Get out of here. But, you know, I don't like running around as the operator or the drifter, you know. I think that the drifter gameplay is fat garbage. It's just really, like, loose and floaty. The timing on things doesn't feel good. I mean, like, melee in general in this can have the issue of feeling a little bit too, like, low impact or floaty. It's not so bad on Wukong where, you know, I have an 80-foot staff and I just hit everybody in the room and it's like, okay, well, you know, this works. But it feels really bad whenever you run up and you sword combo a guy and, like, just the interaction is, like, this weird jank where it feels like you're just kind of moving through soup. and the enemy doesn't really feel affected by your attacks. I don't know. It's bad. It feels bad. Feels bad. I don't like running around and doing the puzzles. I don't like it. Like, I know they're novel. I don't like any of the new game modes Duviri has. Like, I don't like finding the blue balls. I don't like throwing the ampules. I don't like any of that stuff. It's rough, and it upsets me that Zeraman also repeats a lot of the same content. Outside of, I guess, now you have like void cascades and stuff, but like whatever the tower defense kind of thing is, which is kind of doesn't work, but it exists. So this all said, Duviri, but I have to look at it every week to at least do circuit. Made me feel like I'm gonna lose my mind. Anyway, enough on that. Let's talk about things that I actually enjoyed, which is playing through the Zeraman and the Kavia plots. So the Zeraman stuff was interesting. Both of these plots were about the Void, which is apt because we are setting up this conflict that we have with the Great Indifference, right? And so Zeraman kind of establishes that the actual, like, Zeraman is plugging, like, this rift to the Void, so it's like a bulwark against, the Void Angels and the Murmur and, I suppose all these sort of Void invaders that might threaten life, which is captivating. And a lot of the kind of character plots there were really focused on like this idea of if you have conscious thought in the Void, it has to manifest like into physical things or even like conscious actors. And so as far as I understand it, like a lot of the characters in the Zeraman are just like recreations of people who died during the original like issues that ship had going to Tau, right? Like the big crash out that happened with the Tenno and all of that. I don't know if there's a good way to, like, if there's like a specific terminology for referring to that. It's not coming to me if there is. Anyway, and so is a lot of the characters grappling with like the idea that like, well, I'm not that person, but I have their memories, but now I exist in their stead. Like, am I just this transient being, or am I like a forever thing? Am I that person or my own person? How do I cope with like being forever in the shadow of who I was, but not being able to have a real life because I am like a void entity? It was a little existential and at times a bit navel-gazy, because ultimately at the end of the day you just kind of like fight a lot of the void stuff back, and they're like, well, we've all resolved to be our own people and think and feel the ways that we think and feel, and that's okay. I can't say I was particularly fond or like really engaged by a lot of that plot, but it was neat. I like that it dealt with, again, like this sort of unknowable, intangible aspect of the Void. I think that stuff's cool. Engaging with like the sci-fi plot and around it is really neat. So let's talk about the Kavia over on Deimos, right? It was pretty cool. I got to meet, all of the characters. Of course, I think I might have streamed a little bit of that, getting to know old Real Lloyd, but also Bird 3 and Tagfer and Fibonacci. And so, again, that was kind of Void focused. I mean, we're still dealing with like the Indifference as a threat and pacifying it for the time being. So that focuses a little bit more on the Calamos sequence, named for the best cat in the universe, of course, who may or may not have been cloned. Who's to say? But basically, the idea was like, well, we can isolate the indifference to this certain, like, amount of reality, basically. As far as I catch that, it's essentially like, instead of existing in all of eternity, it is more or less stuck into these possible finite realities, which kind of gets at what we're doing with 1999 in a little bit. But that was only kind of at the front end of it. Most of the Kavia stuff was instead more focused on, like, once I was actually doing the Kavia bounties, I found that a lot more of that was instead really about, like, hey, we've got these 3 animals that were just kind of experiments that got exposed to the void and managed to live, and then also gained some sort of void sentience of their own, and sapience. And it largely, the plot with them followed, them crashing out about the fact that they are all test animals that were destined to just be, used in experiments and then killed. Tagged for disposal and bird 3 for you. Phoebo did not see the ocean. Anyway. Like a silly animal name nonsense. But, there's like a little bit of like I'm the last of my animal species. I had to witness, my partner that I love die, but then they didn't ever have the same sentience I did, really. So, like, there's like a double tragedy of like all of that. It's a very kind of dramatic story, but I don't know how much that drama lended itself towards anything other than kind of just exploring, like, what if animals got consciousness like that, bro? The more uplifting and interesting thing was kind of the outcome of that, which I felt like was a more interesting conclusion than maybe the Zeraman Holdfast stuff, was that essentially through your work there, you eventually convince them all that they need to rally and undergo this process to ensure that they won't just eventually die, right? Because the idea is like, well, they've been exposed to the void, they're going to eventually die. It's not a process that most beings endure. And so, you manage to basically continue this experimentation to the point, as far as I understand. I may have this completely wrong. If I am wrong, just like let me know. But the way that I saw it is like they were able to actually embrace like both their conscious self and like maintain like a sense of identity and self while getting to exist as a void entity, which of course lets them change their color. So you can change their color now. They can be in flux, but also they won't all die. So that's nice. A little bit of renewed vigor and hope and selfhood. And I think these questions, I think ultimately the kind of the through line that I see between both of those, and now that we're about 25 minutes in the stream and I can finally get to the new content, hopefully I've caught you up well enough. Maybe I'll timestamp the video. Like, I'll put a pinned comment that, like, new content starts at 25. Anyway, I think that the through line there between both the Holdfast and the Kavia plots is this sense of what happens when a regular person interacts with the void, and then moreover, how does the void affect your personhood, and how can it unmake you? And I speculate, based off of what we've gotten so far, that with the main quest here, the Hex and the 1999 stuff, that we're going to see these people that are becoming the Warframes and how they're experiencing this self-same sort of transformation, this sense of duty and mission, but also the fraying edges of the self as they have to sacrifice more and more of their personal identities so that they can, continue to even exist, right? Yeah, I've done these side quests. I did some of these. By the way, I guess I haven't done the Glass Gambit or Octavia's Anthem, but I went and did Silver Grove and Mask of the Revenant. Oh man, Silver Grove I think was neat. I should maybe speak on these just shortly because I did do these. So Hidden Messages was, I think, Mirage, and I did not like it. Mostly because all the puzzles that they gave you, all the riddles, were about actual straight up and down just like Greek mythology or whatever. Instead, I thought I was going to be tested on Warframe stuff. But instead, it was like, hey, do you know about your Greek stuff? And I was like, this is the year 40,000. All there is war. What are you talking about? It felt like a little too winky, naughty. Okay, now we got to go to Cerberus because get it? He's like the protector of the underworld. Haha, haha. Do you remember where Cerberus is in the star chart? Of course you don't. Anyway, didn't like it. Not a fan. I think it could have been a lot neater if it was rooted in actual, like, have you been paying attention to the Warframe lore. I would have felt better rewarded for that. And I think you could have still built, like, a mythology within the Warframe stuff and not had to rely on kind of just like a winking nod to real world mythology stuff necessarily. Like, I think you could still have those elements, but then, rooted it instead within the Warframe thing. Mask of the Revenant, I did not enjoy. I'm over here saying I didn't enjoy a lot of stuff. And I'll tell you why. The one thing I didn't like about it is you had to go to Plains Island at night, like twice, which, you can't control when that happens. You gotta wait for night. But then, unskippable audio of Noko, not Noko, that's the mushroom. The kid, the little kid, mask kid. I can't even remember their name. They're just very obnoxious. They yap more than I do, And it's just like it would be fine if it was dialogue that I felt like was driving more than just like this little kid just kind of going on a whole spill. It's like, can I just get to the next part of this? Can I get to the interesting bits? What's going on with Revenant? And it's like, I don't know, man. My mask shop business is doing this, and then there was a guy, and he told me this, and then, anyway, well, let me talk to you about clouds, Tito. And I'm like, can we not? Can we just continue the quest? Anyway, Silver Grove was neat. That was the one about an Arcavenian who went, man, all this Warframe stuff is really unethical. I'm going to make myself into a tree. And so then they transient themselves into a tree. Or whatever. Or maybe all of Earth, or at least this grove. And Titania, who they were working on, was like, I'm going to keep them safe. It was cute. I like Silver Grove most out of all of these three. I think these are in like escalating enjoyment for me. Like, I like that Mask of the Revenant kind of built on the lore a little bit more than I felt like the Mirage stuff. Like, I felt like the Mirage stuff just felt disjointed, or maybe I just wasn't willing to meet it where it was at. Whereas Revenant, even though I didn't like interacting with the kid, that's just more of my issue with that character. And like the structure of the quest, but, it sure is a lazy night out here. But it gave me a little bit more of world lore and stuff with Revenant. And then of course, Silver Grove, I think, was maybe the neatest. Anyway, we're doing main quest. We're doing the Hex, and then I guess we're gonna do Old Peace. I think Hex is supposed to be. I think both of these are only supposed to be like an hour or something, but could be wrong. Could be in for it. Anyway, so let's go do. Yay! Okay, they reference Y2K here. I was alive for that. I was awake during it. Even I did not expect anything to happen, and then I was not disappointed. But people were like, "Oh, they're gonna." All the computers are going to get shut off. There's going to be EMP attacks, mass digital infrastructure stuff, and yeah, nothing happened. It was just your usual people being like, "Ooh, something, ooh, millennium, end of the world." There's always like an end of the world, 2012, right? I say that, geez, that was forever ago. I don't know. They were talking about the rapture not too long ago. Like, that was the thing that was going to happen. It's like, no. There's never going to be a doomsday event. Not one that's foretold. Get out of here. Alright, now that we've talked about other BS for about 30 minutes, we can finally get on. So today we'll be playing the Hex. The desperate hunt for Albrecht Intrati has led the Drifter to the city of Hulvania on December 31st, 1999. Despite the Skaldra lockdown in the face of the Tekrot menace, the citizens do their best to celebrate. But this has all happened before, and ended in disaster. Okay, well. Alright, so it's going to take about an hour and a half, and I'll be locked in. Let's go Calamos. We're sequencing, dog. I'm getting Calamos sequenced right now. Project missions are fun for everyone. I guess I could use my void rig there. I will never not be salty about void rig not being more accessible.
December 31st, 1999. Let's say goodbye to the old year with a track you all know and love from Global Sensation Online.
Happens to the best of us, Arthur. I like their little Backstreet Boys there. Who is over here? Who's that supposed to be? There's an NPC over there, but I can't see who they are. Maybe I'll interact with them later. I'll say, here's exactly one other thing. Movement. you gotta look at all the stuff. So he's coming over here to do a little bit of his you know, Streets of Rage, and then switch up some pinball. You know, that would be a little hard of a juggle, honestly, but perhaps doable. No, I was just taking another dig at Duviri. I don't like that the Drifter, he can't move. He can't move good. Who decided you should have fall damage? Sickos is who. People who are wrong. You know, oh, you should fall and die? Ugh. I guess this is where I get to go and meet all of the various Warframes who aren't quite Warframes yet.
Did you take my damn keys? Don't distract me. Boss. No disrespect, Quincy, got places to be as well.
Yeah, Site 99 is a guy, like a Warframe I've heard about, but I haven't actually gotten. You like shoot through walls or something.
How's she doing? If she wasn't with the red, she'd be alone out there. Got a leading in Trinity. Serious. Must deep in tech run, most likely. I'm going after him. For all our sakes. Letty, look. If you've taken my keys again.
Okay. I do get to go out there and see.
Hold up! Hero boy. Going after Dr. E all by yourself.
Or maybe you're gonna bail on us, Arthur. Forget it. We're in this mess because of you.
I'm coming too!
Guys, am I sensing some tension here?
No one's bailing. I got us into this, and if it kills me, I'll get us.
The NPC was my motorcycle.
Oh, I'm here, Quincy. Letty, you and Eleanor hold the fort here. Keep the Jennies running.
The Jennies. Okay. Take things no one ever said for 100. Am I gonna actually get control, or do I just get to look around? Yes, okay, cool. Who needs Marilena? I've got motorcycler.
The doctor's dashing patient zero in the flesh. Shame. But my scourger have their orders. Kill on sight.
Yeah. Don't need to get stuck on a tank. Are we?
We could have been allies, kiddo.
I mean, should I get off of this thing? Am I going through too narrow of a zone? Okay. I do feel like I maybe should have gotten off my motorcycle at some point.
Too slow, Arthur. Had it under control.
This looks like a place I might fight something.
Finale. An H04 F-Verb on tank. Enjoy.
I've heard about this tank.
The vents above the treads.
Do I just keep doing those? What are we doing here? That didn't really seem to have helped me. Okay, they're more. I see. Gotta hit the weak points on the weak point guy.
Them in.
Can we not be inside of a bunch of poison? Alright, did he try and give me a rocket launcher so that I could kill this thing? Not the most eloquent, but we got it done.
Arthur! What the hell was that? Where are you? Come in!
He's here. Deep in the tech rut. I'm going after him. Scratch one.
I'm just playing Excalibur. Yeah. Yeah. He said what the hell. He should have said what the hell meant. Yeah.
That's no way to treat our little tourist.
You won't talk.
Oh, not even to me.
Not my type.
Oh, but we're old friends.
Aren't we, Master? Master, my master, why hast thou abandoned me? All that matters is I'm here now. There, my faithful man, Catchup. What is it really? After all these years, Master, it hurt me. That's it, isn't it? The poison to your plan. And what is that? Love.
You taking a piss?
Yeah, I got that reference.
It's bullshit. I think might have hit the tackle myself, but the clock's running out.
Kinda makes sense, actually.
Happy New Year. Well, you're on point, Marty. But you try any of those head games again, and there won't be much left for Letty to stitch back up. You read me? Loud and clear.
Yeah. I get to drift on by. Yeah, Kay was like, you gotta get your best fashion on. And I'm like, but I do. I do right here. I don't own a lot of stuff. I like my little super over the top anime get up. You know?
Check me out. Giving Kate to try his cybercom.
I get that. It's a Terminator reference. It's calling me the T-1000. Mm-hmm.
So you just puppet this thing? Whole lot of metal in there. Arthur's taking a chance on you. You hurt him, and I'll twist inside out.
Okay.
Try not to scratch the paint. Letty, you buying this shit?
No, Allie, I am not.
Cut the chatter. 19 hours till we're popping corpse or vaporized. We get in chatty and put a stop to this.
Ah, because there's 6 of them. Like a hexagon? Do you get it?
We are the terrorists. Love what you've done to the first lady.
Okay, I guess this thing just doesn't... Oh, there we go. Hanging out in the toxic fumes, getting toxic fumed over here. Okay, well, I don't lose affinity. Gonna be put in my place. Do I need to kill these? Say it ain't so. What kind of head-ass Excalibur build is old drippy boy running in here? Is it mine? Should I have updated my Excalibur setup before coming into this? Oh boy. Inside the gas. Again, I keep forgetting that I'm just Excalibur and I should just go ba ba ba. You know? Because I could just go ba ba ba. Like, what are you gonna do? I'm Excalibur. I'm not fond of enemies exploding like that. Okay, well, it reached up there.
Holding shells ahead. Big moment for you, Ozzy. He'll be there.
Just die. We're really doing this. This like, oh well, there's a guy 88 meters that way. You didn't get him. it wouldn't be the same if I didn't blow up those balloons. Oh my god, that guy just kind of disappeared. Did he die? Did he died? All I got is the motorcycle. Vroom vroom. I like these maps. This is a neat environment. I'm sure that I won't get sick of. You know? The Holvania stuff. Oh, hey. Yeah, okay.
You better have him. Marty? Is Entrati there? He's gone. It's broken through already. Changing things. Get your ass out of there! Quincy, Owie, we need fire support! I told you
Do we?
this was a setup!
Well, that energy, I could have just blade dashed through all those guys, but trust me, it would have been very cool. I'm not on Zinaric right now. I've been upgrading New Nairu. Okay. Can we not? All right. You can make your own K drive. Beep beep. Hey guys, late to the combo?
You didn't come out here to cut and hide. Dr. E won't stop this. I say you do. Alright. Amir! So where's Entrati? You said this was a loop. Seems so. But that means we can change it too. Stop. Convict. Adolescence.
Get me wired in.
Okay.
I don't want more of that shit in my system.
Stow it, Letty. Amir, talk to me. Is your plan ready?
Almost. Just need your transponder on site. Any Scalder console down there. Do it. Giant air filters to capture Catchup score. Commandeer their deployment system. Just need you to keep them public.
Quincy and Marty, keep the air clean while the rest of us search the tunnels for
Yeah, so, you know, I guess they're trying to do what they think is important, which is stop the nuke, you know, save the people. But we personally are here because we're actually chasing Albrecht and Trotty through the void. I assume.
Boar's collecting on that scrubber. You need to shoot them off.
Oh, I see.
Wherever they're hiding the assets above ground. That's a message.
Hey. Yeah, is this like kind of like a zone defense? I'm trying to like wrap my head around what this mission is trying to even be. I assume like survival, but can we God, it does like no damage. That should kill all these losers. But it doesn't. This is what kills everyone. I assume. Yeah, just send me the Xmas guys, you know? Do we activate this, get our survivability, and move to the next one?
Timing. What? Oh! No, 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 no. That's not a turn, Arthur. Nothing more. Oh, shit. Aim for the head.
Cute joke. Yeah, like TVs for heads, you know? Yeah, I'm not entirely clear on... I guess that's part of it, is I don't know exactly what the Indifference wants, other than everyone to shut up. Are the Indifferences even an entity that can want for anything, I suppose. But... it is interesting that it's like we're kind of doing more with this thing through, like, again, I refuse to believe that this is just time travel, but this is more like a void quasi-dimension type nonsense, you know? They're really gonna make us sit through 10 minutes of this, aren't they? They weren't kidding whenever they were like, Yeah, it's an hour and a half, and we know it is because you are about to play a 10-minute survival mission.
This is why the Major wears a freaking face mask.
Infected is the last of us, Nancy.
Look up latent infection, bitch.
I have resting infection face. Can you not do the thing where you fly up there and shoot a bunch of crap at us? Well, that felt like it'd take way too long to do. Yeah, I saw that coming. Too many nasty Eximus enemies stacked up next to each other. And I'm not sure that I really have, like, a setup that can handle them. And what they've handed me. I mean, I guess I could play a little bit more reservedly, but I'm not. It bums me out to do that, and then nobody really cares. We're just gonna hit this one just to do it.
Breathing easier? I wouldn't get used to it.
Since you squeezed it force on the surface.
You just swallowed it on more sense than to come down here.
Does this thing drop anything nice for me?
Keep us posted.
Nope. World's largest mall. I swear. I got a motherboard. How nice.
You win.
Good access confirmed. All day with public utilities, I am in here.
Can we not?
MP3s? Did you do a minute? Come in. Upset. Target down.
Oh, we're going to extraction. I don't know that I even really need to kill that guy. Okay. Get in our big shiny blue motorcycle and we can go. "Wow." Don't make me do another one of those.
What is going on?
Isn't it
Yeah, see, this guy can't. At least I can roll around.
She showed up after the hag. Look, Marty. Maybe we got her from the wrong.
I agree. Maybe we could get off on the wrong Entrati. Since now, as far as we know, there's like 3 of them. Hey. You'll be able to customize all of this. I recognize this space. Okay. Damn. Would you nuke a whole hypothetical timeline just to save all of every reality? About time. This is a little selfish. Come on. It's looking Helminthy in here. How you doing? You like the boy bands, Helen? You're looking a little grotesque, my friend. A little grotesque. You know, I'm sure we can customize our little selves. I assume that they don't want us looking at our operator self here, but there we are. Online. We got our Nokia phones. Okay. Let me tell you, these old Nokia phones, you could throw that shit off a bridge. You could run it over with a car. You could fucking chew it up in your mouth and your teeth would break before it would. Things were indestructible. But I suppose, you know, I come from the days that Nintendo was that way, you know. They referred to whatever they made out of all the Nintendo products out of as Nintendanium. You know, rare materials. Anyway. Yeah, prepare for the coming fight. I have. We are. It seems as though I'll actually get to use my chosen Warframe and build. Not as hilarious that you can just show up looking like one of these fellas. You know, like I'm very clearly you, but not you know. Anyway. It's me and the motorcycle. time for some major clippage. Wukong's capes and tail will not like this.
I got Shadow and Skull comms. They've been moving a VIP at regular intervals. It's gotta be Dr. Lee, right? Meet me across town.
Fences up, soldier.
That convoy's a trap. I doubt Andrade's even on it.
If there's a trap, we have to try. Only he can stop this.
Oh no. Am I trapped in here with them, or are they trapped in here with me? I'm never alone. I have my celestial twin and Enkidu.
Convoy approaching the Mara tunnels. That's the place to head.
Smart.
Arthur, what if he doesn't know?
Just hold us to Owie. Rest of us will catch up.
Can do. Warframe strong. It's like the only reason I keep the operator voice on. He chimes in with that from time to time.
Still not used to whatever this is. Here,
Something maglet.
ditch the cycles for something less conspicuous.
Lady, I can turn into the wind. I have an art drive, woman. Like, why are we going down the streets? Okay. I'll move on with the rocket launcher. Are we even the aughts if we don't have a little bit of new metal, you know? Oh! I was wondering what would happen. Do I have to redo the whole sequence? Okay, use crates as cover. it's comical. But I'll take it. Okay, come on. Give me the kill. Surprised I actually got that one there. This is reminding me a lot of course, the Final Fantasy VII sequence. Of course, that had a sword involved. Which is hard to reference that sequence without thinking about the sequence from Musashi 2, of course. Oh. Different target. Like, is she skitching? No.
Not the jealous type, but if I can't have him, you can't.
Alright, lady.
Here is the breach. With each cycle, more seeps into her.
Who are you?
Kill her. Now.
It's not really her that's doing this.
If you cannot sacrifice even this much, how will you do what comes next?
What's he talking about, Marty? Maybe I won't.
You gotta crack a few nukes.
Do you think I am not haunted by these choices?
Also, that's the wrong Parazon sequence. You're not gonna destroy my Lich that easily. Indifference. Try again. You can't even double up on Zada like that. Scrub.
Nice score you got us here, Arthur. You know what? I've had my fill of the circus.
Quincy! Come on, man. Maybe we don't need Marty to stop this. Don't.
North's your best bet. Mountains might be a chance against the fallout. Cheers. Look, anyone else?
Still follow you, Blade King. This half-assed plan's gone full blown. And there's Y2K from one of them both.
Yeah. I should have said. Controllers air gapped. Good policy, actually.
Air gap.
Off-net. We'd have to full on the reactor and patch it
Okay, do I have to choose who I'm gonna play as yet again? I mean, you know who it is. It's your boy. Actually, is it your boy? This motherfucker's Volt. I don't know if it's your boy. I don't know if I'm your boys in it as Volt. It really depends, like, you know, if I can't have my mods. Okay, she's got a burst and a bow. The commons, Trinity. Volt with the Amprex. I think we just stick as Arthur. I think we just continue as we always have. Because I'm not about to go into a mission with a fucking unmodded Volt. Shoot guys with, you know, go like, okay, it's time to do my lightning and hit everyone for 12. Come on. There you go. Look, maybe we're just get off that for now. Ow. Okay, at least my squad's, you know, squad's goals in it. Get a little bit of transference. No, not today, because we are now just our boy. I mean, ideally, you know, we don't stop the nuke. Unless Andrade's wrong. When does that ever happen?
Y2K. Ozone. Acid rain. And I took you for a warrior. Air support. You will go for trouble.
Yeah. Holes in the ozone layer and acid rain were very big things back in the olden times. I don't think we ever solved the sea of trash that we have. I think we'd still have huge pollution problems as far as plastics go. But, you know. What is this shit? Excuse me, sir? Victor, how can you talk down? You just spent like 60 scalds worth of their deaths. Out here trying to act like the coolest guy in the universe. Big ape. I got me some bathing apes. Those were shoes. Okay, we're looking for something. Yeah, grizzly. Okay. What character? I don't think I have to play this. Oh no, I have. This is Protea. Or what? No, what? No, this is Band. Who the fuck is this? I don't know the name for this character. This Warframe. I have played them though. And it's not Protea. Abilities. No, melee combat. Yeah, very cool. Nyx. It's Nyx. Yeah, and I have played Nyx. Yeah, that's you become immortal and hurt everybody back. Okay. Yeah, just because I played Nyx does not mean I know how to play Nyx. Luckily, I can just slap everybody around. Okay. Yeah. Did this... Ba-da-ba-ba.
She won't come back from this.
And none of us will.
Doesn't seem to... Oh. Had to get my Efferon samples. Oh, I was like, who are you? It's okay, my buddy. Just my little buddy guy. God, that sucks. Weren't very much damage. I think that says more about them than me, honestly. But I'm not gonna come back the same from this. Oh no. Okay. Did I make a mistake by possessing one of the minions? Should I undo that? I don't know. It turns out it'll be fine. This is sure is a boss. I mean, Warframe's boss track record is not great, so understandably. Cool. Yeah, woof. What if she had the nasty tongue and it was like really long and she stabbed you with it? Girlie's just being grody out here. You had like a knife, lady, and a gun. You had 2 guns, maybe even 3. Meanwhile. Felt that shit across reality, champ. Shroddy! I hate being stuck to really slow walking segments in Shroddy! I don't like it. Ugh. Uh-huh. Look how nasty she is. Isn't she a little gross? Okay. Letty, no. At least I'll keep your absurd hair. I think everyone's favorite game sequence of any game is the part where you walk really slow from cutscene to cutscene. I don't know exactly what's happening here, but it feels very Foley.
A piece of me given free. It goes before you. One good piece. Flayed flesh from stolen stars.
Yeah, for a moment I was like, wait, is this guy Gauss? I was like, no, he's Volt. He was too slow.
But those before you, they did not cross. They butchered me. My flesh fed their greed.
And this is a part that I will say I actually do legitimately do not enjoy is whenever the game decides, hey, you should really slowly crawl towards something. Damn. We were the ones that got county most sequenced.
How are we doing, Helvania? We can't hear you. Yo, sounds like someone's trying to kick off the party without us. No way, man. Ain't no party till I show up. Let's show how it's really done.
That dude's name's Drill Bit.
Never been in love? Who's had their heart broken? We feel you, but trust me. Let's go. Time heals everything. And I know you know it, right? Look, it's time. Arthur, this place is swarming with skullduggeons. Hold back.
Okay. The Amprex, I'm having a little good time here. Should probably hold that. There we go. Yeah, that's incredibly upsetting. I joked about doing that and doing like 40 damage, but it is sad whenever a single trigger pull of your gun outdoes your ability.
Eleanor,
Good trigger discipline.
still okay?
Oh, I gotta protect Eleanor. Okay, come on. Embarrassing ourselves.
Squad report. Get Fervon units down there now.
Victor looks like he's trying to do his best Ichi the Killer face, you know? He's like, can I open my eyes wide enough to get the effect where I get the whites on the top and the bottom? It's very scary. there's a specific phrase that even refers to it, but it's not coming to me.
Hold here. I'll clear the gas.
Can I clear the gas? Is that something I can even do? Like, excuse me? I hate this guy. Okay, well. I also do not really know how to play Trinity, so maybe I should look at her abilities, but... Okay. We handled it. Portico 96. Everybody rock. Lady, you're the slowest. Speaking about more quests in video games everyone loves is the escort quest, where your friend walks really slowly.
Eleanor! She doesn't look back to me. Making sure that you are still you. Of course we are.
No. This is what they want. Hold.
Watch me like miss every shot I take as Quincy.
Quincy!
You are shit at directions off. Heads down and do my job, right, Will?
Show off. Better make a move, though. Don't get on you.
I'm seeing this through.
Uh-huh. Do I? Okay.
See you soon, Mama.
If he activated his X-axis.
Have time for this.
Tell me you got this.
I can only type so fast.
Is that supposed to happen?
Amir? Aoi, can you do something?
What do you want me to do?
Yay. Yeah, I like that they were like, nah, you can just be at the top of the steps. We're not going to make you take all those steps one by one. We're going to be here for hours.
He's Ash in seconds. No need for misery. Come, now. Murmur expel. Tau is in sight. They've given their lives for this. Make it count.
I can save them.
Not unless you know them.
Yeah. The triumph of the indifference falls in snow and ash as the shattered corpses of the Hex lie in the midwinter cold. Only the Drifter's spirit refuses to accept that the story is over. Somehow, the Hex are the key. But once the circle has been broken, what can heal it again? Okay. Just dump me out into my, oh.
It wears a face and puppets a body that knows you. We have confined it in the Apocrypha, the realm of untold stories. But you now have a duty to keep it there. If it gains sufficient power, its story will supplant ours. Seek its heretical tale, the triumph of dust. Sever it from the true tales of Duviri. His radiant and eternal majesty, Dominus Thrax.
Okay. Yeah. So there's some more kind of void shrapnel being externalized to Duviri. Operator, Ortis discovered this item on a routine check of the orbiter's inventory. It appears to be an antique of quite remarkable age. How strange that Ortis has never seen it before. Perhaps the operator has been on adventures that Ortis knows nothing about. Ortis. Okay. Drifter. I can make no sense at all of these readings. Your site of temporal injection has somehow shifted. Your loop now encompasses the entire year of 1999. Albrecht's interference is to blame, no doubt. What does he feel you need more time to achieve? He surely must have had given guidance, however cryptic. I can offer one service at least. I discovered a clandestine blueprint among Albrecht's personal effects for a Warframe so secret it was never named. It is yours. Lord, I'm glad that he gave me a Forma and a magnetic might. And then, yeah, okay. Oh, dollars. They're like hollers, but it's dollars. So that my credits are in hollers now. Okay. Let's see. We're gonna go. We have all of 1999 to hang out in. I see. And this is why he was like, you gotta get to know them. Because, you know. It's giving the heebie-jeebies. Anyway. So I assume this is just this is all the people that are, you know, stuck here. They zoned in. Anyway, so yeah, I assume the reason why you get to hang out and date these people and do 1999 stuff is to ostensibly save them. Okay, so we have bounties, and it gives us chemistry. Ooh. This one's locked. Why? Oh, it requires hot and fresh. It requires hot and fresh. Anyway, the rewards from this. Oh, we get a pizza. It's a hex treasure that you can give to Letty. Earn some standing. You get some motherboards. We got some of those. Kaiden, patchweed fragment, I see. So you get some materials. It looks like mostly endo and standing stuff. Some lenses, a mood crystal. Okay. Chugging along, six-pack. Ideal for someone carrying the weight of the world on their shoulders. A set of liquid comfort, perfect for anyone who deserves a moment to unwind in the year 1999. Online CD, the ultimate gift for fans of online. Show your love and support with this must-have merch for any music lover's collection. Okay. The Countessa comic. Yeah, she kind of got her turdies out. Countessa's just isn't just an icon, she's a hero. Is just from this cult classic comic series. Are sought after by subculture enthusiasts who know the value of a strong and stylish protagonist. Yes. Let's see. This is like capture, survival, kill the tank. And I guess you build up affinity for whoever you hang out with there. Those are bounties. Proto frames, I can interact with other ones. Ollie's crash courses. I can play a crash course. I can conserve wildlife. I mean, we must. We simply must. This is the 1999 experience. Is there a button I should be hitting? Looks like I am not going fast enough. Probably got some sequence breaking jumps I could be doing here. Like so. Like so. Probably shouldn't fall off the course though. Missed it. Okay, so you probably don't want to run into those, I'm figuring. Yeah. Gotta imagine. Since they're adding time to my time here. Oh, you love whenever something feels like it's lasted a little too long and it goes part 1 complete. That's how you can be really sure. Fuck, I should have hit the jump. I still feel like this is too slow. Okay, well I figured out the drift button. Oh, I skipped the checkpoint, have I? We're not going back. We are full speed ahead, checkpoint. Oh my lord, so I guess... Okay, alright, we're quitting the race, The checkpoint skip was a critical blunder, actually. We will never know how we how we rank up on Knowledge Crash Course, boy. My tongues are getting twisted. Look at a calendar. Oh, a cake! Hey, it's Aui's birthday! We should wish them a happy birthday. I'll send them a message. Hey, man. Let's see, I complete these missions and I can go to them. Jump to the next player interaction point. Disables the typing animations. Turn off monthly kiss inbox messages. Oh boy. To do. I got a to-do list. No avoid. Okay. So I can get some nice little stuff out of here. Okay. And the back room's where I get all my stuff. Well, hold on now. It's supposed to be Aui's birthday. Lady, it's supposed to be your birthday. Okay, so they're conscious of the fact that, you know, or at least Arthur is. He knows what's happened. I find it interesting that he's got the messed up eye, similar to how our other Excalibur buddy, Umbra Excalibur, has the messed up looking eye. What do we need? Okay, so we do need those things to rank up. And, you know, ranking up will let us get new music and cutscenes, and I'm sure all the usual stuff, so I'm probably going to want to do a lot of that. Okay, she's got Soma chords. What's...
Soldier Boy hears about it, he goes chapter and verse, and nobody gets nothing.
Okay.
Stasis is death.
This is how I get all the various sigils and things.
Law of nature, law of death. Soft as a
Okay. Okay. So she's how I get some of these. Some of these arcanes. And I can get an elemental device to change the elements of damage type of Kuva and all that. Coda weapons. I need live heart cells. But I can get Coda versions of all these different weapons. Okay. Alright, well... Okay, shields. She lets me trade all these things. We have the... Who doesn't like pizza? Burgers so tasty they always disappear. A documentarian who sees the world through a unique lens. Extra film's always a win. Got a nostalgia treat for the ultimate 90s kid. Remember those commercials for the Cheerful Mouse Quartet? It's Cheddar Crowns. And then I think mood crystals, sleek, stylish, soothing. Mood crystals are the perfect gift for anyone in need of a little calm. We did have those, the color changing stone. Mood stone. You see your mood stone right now, god dang it. She has like a little critter. I hesitate to call it a mouse, but look at its forked tail and its big ears. Fascinating. And a mirror.
Salvage tech, a whole pile of guns. Top score on any of the cabinets could score you something pretty sweet. Yeah, definitely the coolest place in this whole mall.
Sure, man. Sure.
Alright, this stuff is...
Okay, so this is what I'm mostly gonna be trading for. Mostly to get Sight 09 and a few different weapons. Get the Vesper 77. Ooh, highlights me weak points. I know. Anyway. So is there like is there an actual game I can play here, buddy? Or are you just jerking me around? Ah, yes, I can play Caliber Chicks too. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We're gonna play as either Lillian or Jillian. Well, you see, Jillian's peripheral vision's a little fucked up because she's missing an eye. So we'll be playing Jillian here. So I bring in the law new powers to quash the threats to our nation that is the genesis of Bedlam. No law can stop us, so long live chaotic nihilism. Yeah. Not today, Haneke. L moves. Okay. X jumps. You skip the rest of the tutorial. I think this is the kind of game where you want to always be shooting. And not walking into enemy bullets. You in fact want to avoid enemy bullets. Okay, is this limited ammo? No. Okay. I do have, yes, okay, so I do have a special. Probably should not have used it so early. But you know. Okay. After I'm limited amount of time, it seems to swap. I am getting hosed. Okay, I got some health. Okay. This is interesting in that I can definitely tell it's like 3D, but has like is on a side view with a filter to try to make it look pixelated, which is kind of funny. Like, just commit, you know. That's good. Still has to, it has to hit things for a little bit though. Oh. Which does make it kind of a worse gun, actually. I don't like it as much because it does take a second. Can I crouch and aim up? No. Whereas the flamethrower is great. I mean, it might be statistically worse, let's be real, but okay, got an armor. Yeah, we gotta save our powers for ostensibly a boss, I gotta figure. You know. Rocket launcher. Oh, that's pretty good for aerial enemies. Yeah, big toy approaches. Ooh. Yeah, this is a meanie. Speaking of, oh, I totally launched that wrong. You wanna go ugh like that. I guess it doesn't matter. I guess it only goes at ground level. Okay, we wanna not get hit by its his ground pound technique. Or his, really, we just don't want to be underneath him. I say as I cross beneath him. I did clear the stage. 1 health. We made it. 2 lives remaining. You know. Get to go to a next stage and everything. I mean, have you actually played 1999 if you haven't played the Contra wannabe you know, little mini game? Okay, I totally burbled that. If I just stayed in place, that would have been fine. There we go. Been alternating on if I want to use the stick or the actual D-pad here. D-pad seems to be doing a little bit better for control for me. Yep. One of those guys. Can I even get up there? Ooh, whoa. Excuse me, fella. I still took a hit from that. Oh, we don't like this gun, though. Yeah, if it actually pierced their guys, that would be good, but I think it's just worse than the regular gun. Yeah, like, taking hits I normally wouldn't take if I just used the regular gun. Oh. Okay. These platforms are not as bad as I thought they would be. Yeah, the diagonal aiming is a little finicky because you do have to move in that direction to aim that way. Forgot I can also jump. Right into the acid. Okay, that ate a whole life? Ugh. That's what I get for platforming bad. Should platform good, not bad. You know? See, this is how you know it's a Contra, not a Metal Slug. One, because if it was a Metal Slug, the pixel graphics would be superior. Let's be real. But also, Metal Slug, if you get in a melee with regular guys, you get a unique melee animation where you get to kill them. And I think it even has priority most of the time. It's very useful. Oop, 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 oop. Not great. Really give me health at least. A little bit of pity health there. Submarine hack. I should not have stayed up here. This is not a great decision. But yeah, you can clearly tell that these guys are 3D models, like, especially the enemies. And I don't know how much of this environment is rendered in actual 2D or not. But certainly the character, like sprites, their models don't seem to be. Which is weird. Like I said, like I don't see why not just take the time to do it, you know, the way that you would do it. Okay, these balls come back to him. Oh. Yep. Gotta probably avoid that. And then probably gonna want to jump over again. And then okay. Easier boss, I think. Okay. Yeah, still lost a life though. And a kind of rough, like, still beating myself up over. Needless damage. Needless. Okay, we get a power use though. Oop, we gotta be quick. We can't dilly-dally. We gotta flat through him. Oh well. Maybe not right now. We can take a beat. But that's that laser garbage. Okay, we can shoot down. Oh god, no. Yeah, ugh. Time to die. Yeah, it's kind of weird and unclear which segments are the ones where you want to keep running versus where it's good. I guess the music is the real cue. But no, it's still the different music, so I don't know. If I was really points max in this, I would want to... I probably shouldn't have picked that up so early. I would want to kill everything, you know. And not die, obviously. Here it's coming up again, so we gotta be expeditious about our movement here. We can't take the time to be shooting guys until we have to, you know. I assume that there aren't secrets. That would be another cool thing. Most of these games would have like a little secret path or something that you could always go. You know, like a little hidden... Oop. Oh, we gotta get out of there. That didn't hurt them. That's rough. Oop. Ugh, come on. We are having a rough go of it, folks. Okay. Oh, we can probably just get him with a jump. Oh, there are rocks. Those can probably hurt us. Ugh. Oh, I don't think we got that. I don't know if the falling rocks are just a background element, or if they're actually something that can do us harm. Mega Man stages would do that. I mean, I know this is not a Mega Man by any measure. As we've established, this is, of course, a Contra. But hey, you never know. You can take elements from different... Oh, come on, come on. Oh, boy. That was... biggest L. Not getting that health is going to definitely cost me. Especially as I assume I am going into the boss. Yeah. Do we want to stay up here or down? Ooh. I see what we're doing, Jackal. My least favorite boss in the actual game. Yeah, jumping that's... You have to really time it right. We're giving up. I'm not gonna keep playing. You know, we've played enough of this not an actual game. It works better than Frame Fighter. I get a high score. You know, I'm sure it does not compare, of course, to the elite people that have their high scores here. I do love that I have to go through 2 load screens to get back out. Okay, come on. You can... Oh, boy. And it puts me all the way back over here. Instead of just, like, next to a mirror. Yeah, everybody with over 1 million points. Sickos. That's how I distance myself from caring. You see, I characterize others as having an unhealthy relationship to the thing. And so therefore I can recontextualize my own failure to do well as indifference. I actually don't normally do that. But there are... I think it's really important to care about things, actually. So, if anything actually riles me up, it's the opposite. It's that we have a wave of actual indifference. Indifference is an issue. Oh, I thought, Gordon Freeman, what are you doing here? Like, okay, so we have played all of this nonsense, like, oh, we're gonna, you know, Marty McFlee and make all these like half-cocked references, and we just have lambda symbol ass Gordon Freeman, motherfucking food suit itself, Wayner Radio over here, just have life in it. Oh, okay. Okay. Digital Extremes computer. I keep exiting out. Lovely map on the screen. Is this just like a bunch of names? Are these people that worked on the game? Are these people that founders? Who could they be? No one can know. All I know is it's digital. It says it's Digital Extremes. I'm not gonna sit through that. Maybe there's a reward for sitting through it, but you know, it ain't me. Just in case you missed his ass elsewise, here he is. I wonder what soda they have on the fountain. 4 pots of coffee does seem a little extreme. I don't know that you need 4. Like, maybe 1 regular, 1 decaf, and then double up perhaps? But, ugh. A very busy amount of coffee for what is just like, what is this, like about 12 stations? If I got it, if it's actually 12, it's 4 here, a 2 top, another 1, so that's what, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, oh boy, and then a 13th one over on the corner, so close, honestly. Someone's really getting a lot of leverage out of this pizza crust that I've seen a lot. You know, I don't like black olives on pizza, personally. What messes me up is whenever you get pizza from a place and they prepare it nice, but just like one little bit of another topping ends up in there. Like, if I just have 1 black olive on like my regular, like otherwise, you know, whatever pizza, and it ruined the whole bite, like the whole slice, the whole pizza for me. I'm just like, ugh, I can't keep eating this. I was expecting to have a non-black olive experience, and now I've been black olived. Anyway, I was saying, yeah, no, it's important to care about things. I think actually being passionate about stuff and you know, openly actually liking things, it's a quality that I think more people should embody. Anyway, that's enough. I think I've explored everything here. All my clims have become asterisk. Damn. What 1999 does to an MF. Anyway, I guess that was the Hex. I don't know. Old Piece is next. I'm going to have to see if there's any required viewing before we view it. I'm pretty sure, and now I might be misremembering, but I'm pretty sure we watched the videos for 1999 before we went into all the Lloyd stuff, but I could be wrong. If I am, I mean, I'm going to double check the streams. If I am, then we'll watch it. But I know they had like an animated thing and like a preview that was the one that was in game for sure. I say it's in game, maybe it wasn't, but I'm pretty sure it was in game. Just the whole part where Arthur rolls up on Entrati. Old Albrecht, but it's not Albrecht. No, it's the indifference. But yeah, like I was saying, yeah, or just chill out. Oh, I should also see if do I have? Okay, I guess I have to unlock that for my orbiter. Oh, it's over here. Okay. Okay, cool. So now I assume that I can actually message everybody and do stuff. Okay, I have 2 very important choices to make here. I can say, I know you're always happy, so this is pointless. Or I can just be genuine and not, you know. I mean, I didn't remember it was on my calendar. It was on my calendar. So I got plus chemistry, I guess. Where do you learn to fight? Well, it was mostly trial and error, let's be real, but we'll big ups Teshin. Yeah. Yeah, I guess this is, we're not answering as the operator. We're answering as the drifter, who did learn everything he knows from Teshin, which is why he plays like garbage, because he plays like Teshin. And you should know, if you watch the other video, I really didn't like that Teshin segment. I'll say he gave me the push I needed. I would still be in Duviri even with Teshin. It was only thanks to the Lotus and the operator that I got out of Duviri, actually, I think. Yeah. Yeah, they actually accidentally turned into a tyrannical despot who executed me in creative ways for centuries. Yeah. Yeah, look, you know, it might be useless nonsense. I don't care about any of these characters, like, as far as romantic interests go, but if this is how I get the deep lore, not literally, haha. This is very, like, MSN Messenger kind of nonsense. You know, if, again, 1999, it's apt. But, you know, like AIM, which I assume this is referencing, like, KIM instead of AIM, which would have been AOL Instant Messenger. This is probably Calamos Instant Messenger. This is probably meant to reference AIM, but MSN, I think, is it MSN? I don't know. There was another one, but AIM was the one a lot of people used. Okay. Yeah. Sure. Let's not be a cunt. Jeez. Yeah, if I'm gonna say favorite memories, you know, we gotta talk about the Origin system. Sure, go in my brain. Okay. Never share your personal information. How are you gonna be a medical? What? Oh, just. I don't really have a choice. Again, you know, I'm not gonna take it personally. Yeah, if I had more options, you know. Maybe they were bad questions. Damn, Drifter's a fucking punk. Drifter's a little fuckboy. Hey man, what's the deal with you and Quincy? Oh, that's good. That's good. Very good. Very good. that was, you know, this is the best part of this so far. That was amusing. I have a friend that texts like this. Obviously not as fast, but like I always have to wait about 2 or 3 minutes just to make sure he's done sending like the next sentence he wants to send, because he doesn't just compose one message. It's always just like a here's a thought, then the next one, then the next one, then the next, and then the next one. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah. Look at me being a sweet. Yeah, but being genuine. This is what I was talking about. It's like actually caring about things. I think nowadays I see it so often online, especially. I don't know if I want to attribute it to anti-intellectualism or just like kids not wanting to be vulnerable or what, but it feels so often that people are like, it ain't that serious, bruh. Why do you even care? You're clearly in your feeling, like, you know, all that nonsense. It's like, no, man. Like, caring about stuff's cool. I don't know. Like, there was, especially in the late aughts, there was so much like insincerity and ironic sort of like ways of people interacting online. Like, it was so like, you know, just being a troll type nonsense, whatever. And instead of moving into like a new sincerity, which is only kind of around for a little while, I feel, instead of what, like, I was hoping for that sort of sea change. And instead, a lot of what we got was just like this sort of like detached, like, if I care about stuff, that makes me vulnerable, so I'm gonna just put on a front of not caring about anything. And then, like, I'm gonna play it off as in, like, you know, whatever interactions I have, like, getting invested means getting compromised, and I'm too cool for that, you know. And it's just so pathetic, and like, I don't know, like, it seems like a really cynical and myopic way to live. uh you know, care about the things you care about, you know. Like, and if people are like, oh, you're dumb for caring about that or whatever, like, be like, all right, man, then we don't have to interact. Like, you know, like, unless you're like into some, like, you know, hateful shit that like is bad for other people, then you probably need to cut it out. But like, if you're just enjoying something pure, you know, if it's just entertainment or something, I don't know. People always feel like they have to be so critical, that they have to, like, that being critical is what it means to be informed. And, you know, you can just enjoy stuff. It's fine. And if you don't enjoy stuff, you can just be like, yeah, it ain't for me. And then, like, move on to the stuff you do enjoy. Like, why you gotta ruin someone else's space and be like, well, I didn't like it. I don't know. I'm in this one server where, like, people are in, like, the whole server is just about, like, talking about, like, this one series. It's like, it would be like if I was just in a Warframe server, and there's people in that server that are just like, I don't even like the thing. It'd be like I said, like being a Warframe server and people being like, Warframe's garbage. And it's like, why are you even here, dude? Like, what are you doing? You know? And like, I get it. You know, they want to like interact socially. It's just like, it feels weird to go to a shared interest forum for a thing you don't like to find people to socially interact with. That's just like whack, you know? I don't know. Maybe now I'm being the hater, but I want people to genuinely celebrate the things that they like and, like, not waste their time with things they don't, you know? Like, and, like, critique is fine. Like, obviously I am a critical person, but, you know, fucking soldier, one shot, one kill. Woof. Woof. Look at Quincy's whole thing. Oh, yeah? Like, space. I mean, technically, once we were all from space, there is no outer space. As opposed to what? Like, planet side? Like, everything is in space. Yeah, I'm gonna be like, well, take me in from Earth first. Yeah, he might have been for a while, but from the really far future. Yeah, fuck the order, dude. Yeah, wait until I start telling you about this ballless dude I know, Quincy. That is the sound of my cat having a hairball. So I will have to close the screen and clean that up soon. Buddy, you okay? Hopefully. Just up chucking in a place where I can actually get to him. Sorry about that. Alright, my apologies. Sorry, hopefully I didn't catch too much of the sound of cat sick. He said he had a little hairball and then he was like, ugh, trying to lose a little bit of my dinner with that. As a cat is will to do. Anyway. He's been getting the lay of the land. You gotta follow. Yeah. Spell it out for me. Gotta learn the routes to future space freak. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll relate to him about war zones. I assume whenever it's colorful like that, they liked my response. See, now, you might have checked out earlier, but this is also critical to the 1999 experience. It's very important. Yeah, I'm not going to admit I don't know what a toaster oven is. Just be like asking for normal shit, not weird shit. That was Quincy. You're gonna teach me how to use a TV remote. Don't be like, I'm gonna need you to kill a guy. I'm gonna need you to deliver a love letter. Anyway, I guess. So I had one of these. Let's defeat a tank. Okay. Because I was wondering, I did have one of those that couldn't be completed until later. Well, I've done 1999. I'm probably going to end the stream here. Just make sure my cat's good and everything's solid. And also, because I want to make sure that if I have anything else to watch before the next one, I get that ready. Also, it's just a good break point. We've been streaming for about 3 hours now. Thanks for everyone who's watched. I enjoyed this. I think this was neat. I think there's a part of me that was like, as we were coming up to the end of it and everyone was dying, I was like, well, I haven't really been given that much time to care about these like proto-frame characters, you know? Like, one, I think it is a little weird to get human versions of everybody, you know? Like, I guess technically, yes, they existed, so it's a neat route to go to establish that. And I wonder where all the Hulvania stuff actually falls in actual history of where we are. But I guess to its own point that we got from the chat messages, it doesn't really matter since it's been so long since the Orkin have erased all history. But obviously this is an alternate timeline where even in 1999, clearly we didn't have tech rot stuff going on for Y2K, but also they already had the beginnings of, the Warframe technology, that they're all in like these different batches, and I assume that they are slowly being transformed. I have no idea what's going on with Nyx, other than I suppose that she has a little bit of that tech rot virus herself. As I was kind of alluding to earlier, though, it's interesting to see that they're doing clearly like a parallel, like we said, with the Holdfast and the Kavia, is that you have these characters that are on the cusp of not really being human. So you have some like post-humanist sort of stuff going on, and then the narrative really kind of digs deep down on these characters, their inevitable sort of mortality, or what can be done to save them. And even if they're going to live beyond that point, what purpose they have in doing so, right? So it's a lot about finding purpose in this sort of post-human world where, the difference between dying, horribly in a war zone and living forever is what you're looking at. And it's finding like the significance in both the very small spaces, but also in what your life is about if it's beyond this immediate sort of conflict. And that's the through line that I kind of see between all three of those factions. I do think, like, again, I was kind of getting at earlier, when I got to the end of this 1999 section, I was thinking, man, I don't really, everyone's dying, and I don't really care that much about them. I've had about the length of what would be a feature-length film to get to know these characters, but instead, most of that time of that film has been me riding a cool motorcycle and shooting guys. So, I've been warframing for 80% of it, at least. So, I haven't really... Some of these characters don't even have, like, double-digit lines of dialogue yet. And so I think the really clever thing to do was to build it up to the inevitable defeat, and then to roll it back to the beginning of the year, and then to kind of create that thing, like to create the whole, you have a year to get to know these people and to find a way to avoid their fate. I'm really curious how that played out, like, over the year since that was introduced. Because clearly people must have played through the entire year in the calendar. And I wonder if there's, like, a narrative conclusion to that? Or what, Because, like, yeah. And maybe that's what you just get from doing the bounties. I'm going to have to do those at some point, probably, on my own off stream. Get all the little rank up events, and I assume that could probably be told through the rank up events, but I don't know, man. I do think it's cool. I think this was handled better than both Zeraman and the whole Kavia thing. I think that, like, so far I like this more. Now, if the bounties totally suck and I don't want to run around Hulvania forever, maybe that'll be a different story. But I enjoyed those maps. They were very much reminding me of, like, shooters of the era. I played a lot of Guns the Duel and Counter-Strike, and so these sort of like urban sprawl maps in, like cities that don't really exist are always neat. And of course it has the cyberpunky, going in and out of underground areas and all the tech rot stuff going on. So yeah, it was pretty cool. Overall, I enjoyed this little arc. I think it was neat. and I'm excited to actually play the missions for it. And I might be back with more streaming later, but for now, we're going to pause the stream and get up and stretch. Like I said, check on my cat, you know, all that good stuff. But thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to me. If you have anything to say about any of this, let me know in the comments, etc. Or message me in game or otherwise for the people that watch these that contact me otherwise. But yeah, this was a good time. Take care and peace out, Girl Scout.